Please welcome the 64th Governor of the State of Mississippi, the Honorable Phil Bryant, and the First Lady of the State of Mississippi, Deborah Bryant.
Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Phil Bryant,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and obey the laws thereof.
and obey the laws thereof,
That I'm not disqualified
that I am not disqualified
from serving in the office of Governor
from serving in the office of Governor
for the State of Mississippi.
for the State of Mississippi,
That I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
I'm about to enter.
I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm going to make that laugh. Well, good morning. Bravo. Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. Your willingness to administer the oath of office is sincerely appreciated, as is your service to our state. Deborah and I are so happy to have you and Charlotte with us on this special occasion. Today, I am surrounded by family and friends who give me strength and support during this crowded hour. It is only by the grace of God and their unconstitutional love, unconditional love, that I stand here before you. Blessed far beyond my ability to understand, I remain resolute in my faith and humbled by their confidence. I'm joined by my two brothers who mean all the world to me, upon whose shoulders I stand. Close to me are my two children who have been my greatest joy. A son-in-law who's a wonderful part of our family, a beloved mother-in-law, and her children who have become my brothers and sisters. and of course, the woman who has been my highest inspiration. No one here today has been more sincere to her family, her husband, and the wonderful people of this state. Deborah has been my First Lady for 39 years, and I'm so grateful she will continue to be Mississippi's First Lady. As many of you know, we have a new addition this year, our grandson Henry. And I hope he can last through Papa's remarks. I promise to make them brief. I'm extremely honored to have with us today Governor William Winter. Please join me in thanking him for his dedication and commitment to this great state. I'm also very pleased to have Congressman Stephen Palazzo here today. Let us welcome him once again. Mr. Lieutenant Governor, this is our second opportunity to stand to attend an inaugural. I didn't think he was going to make it. Mr. Lieutenant Governor, our second opportunity to attend an inaugural address together as servants of the people. We agree that the future success of our state and its citizens is our highest and most important priority. Thank you for your service, your support, and your friendship. Let us pledge today to move together forward. Mr. Speaker, you are a valued and trusted leader, not just in the House of Representatives, but to the people of Mississippi. It is your moral compass and strong affirmation of your beliefs that have helped guide the House membership to unparalleled success. I believe with Lieutenant Governor Reeves and your leadership, this great state can reach heights only once imagined. I pledge today to do all in my power for our shared service of success. To the legislature and the other public officials, I offer an invitation to join us in this historic journey into Mississippi's future. Working together, we can accomplish all that we can imagine. Today, we began by boldly taking the first step along the journey, knowing that success is never easy or possible without willing sacrifice. I look to you all not for submission to a political agenda, but for achievement of the people's will, not our desires. We must understand in this great republic, the people are the sovereigns, and we, their elected officials, are but the servants. And in support of this principle, our founding fathers declared, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. In Mississippi, we have always experienced mutual success when we have adhered to these guiding principles. When we recognize the undeniable truth that all men are created equal in the eyes of God, we brought an end to the dark days of segregation. This occurred in large part through the determination of the civil rights movement and the courageous men and women who gave their very lives for freedom's cause. One such freedom is to participate in the American dream, to take responsibility for one's actions, to be gainfully employed, and hopefully to reap the benefits of that hard work. There is nothing more American than hard work. As President Reagan once said, I believe there's no better social program than a job. Today, you have my pledge to work as hard as humanly possible to make Mississippi the most job-friendly state in America. Our people are the best workforce in the nation, and we will make certain the world knows it in no uncertain terms that Mississippi works. As a right-to-work state, we have assured workers the freedom from intimidation and interference in their desire to seek economic security by helping them establish not just a job, but a career. Through our continued belief in and support of the Second Amendment, we have protected all our law-abiding citizens with their constitutional right to keep and bear arms. In today's threatening world, this right has become more important than ever. As governor, I defend it with unyielding dedication. Since its founding, our freedoms have been defended by Americans who have put themselves in harm's way. We're very fortunate to have members of our military and veterans here with us today. They have protected everything we hold dear, and we are eternally grateful for their service. Through the passage of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, we have guaranteed the people their God-given and constitutional right to express their religious beliefs without government interference or persecution. We have emphasized this freedom through the redesign of our state seal and reaffirmed our national motto, "In God We Trust." With the special needs and charter school legislation, we have provided more choice to parents. They now have the liberty to send their children to the school where they can receive the best education and care. You see, individual liberty must exist for all our people, but they cannot be confused by the expectation of an individual or collective privilege. There are rights in our society and there are privileges. For example, it should be a parent's right, not just a privilege by income or social status, to take his or her hard-earned tax dollars and send their child to a school they choose. Unfortunately, there are some who are content with keeping children trapped in failing schools. We should heed the lessons of history and not stand in the schoolhouse doorway and resist school choice in the name of district integrity or average daily attendance. I see little difference when a parent's power to choose is taken away, whether by a school board or an offensive state law. If it is good for the child and preferred by the parent, let it be done. Imagine with me Mississippi where schools compete for students. We have a fair system of funding while insisting on quality education for every child in every school, where good teachers are paid well and incompetent ones are replaced, where early childhood learning will be available to all children when parents understand that education first begins in the home. Unfortunately, not all parents are adequately prepared to begin this process. So we should assure some basic learning is available in every child care center, particularly those that are supported by your tax dollars. Imagine a Mississippi where every classroom is designed for the student's success, which third graders must learn to read at grade level rather than being socially promoted, where teen pregnancy doesn't rob a child of an equal opportunity for success. A Mississippi in which 90% of high school students graduate and begin a successful path to a career or college. This is not impossible. As National Chairman of Jobs for American Graduates, I'm proud to say our success rate with children at risk is 92%. Teen pregnancy in Mississippi has been reduced by 22%, and the literacy program mandates that third graders read at a basic level before promotion. Last August, over 90% of Mississippi's third graders passed their reading test. If we do this correctly, we can read our way out of poverty. Our public education reforms are being recognized nationally. In fact, the Foundation for Excellence in Education proclaimed just last year our efforts have revolutionized education policies in the Magnolia State. We've also made huge strides in higher education. Our community college system has been named the best in America. And Mississippi State University was selected by the Federal Aviation Administration as America's Center for Excellence for Unmanned Aerial Vehicle Research and Development. We worked hard in the past 4 years to expand healthcare access throughout our state. The University of Mississippi's new medical school will open soon to train the doctors we so desperately need. A new state-of-the-art nursing school will soon begin classes on the Gulf Coast. A nationally recognized diabetes research program continues in the Mississippi Delta, and a badly needed expansion of Blair E. Batson Children's Hospital is planned. Mississippi is leading the nation in telemedicine, becoming only one of 7 states to receive an A rating from the American Telemedicine Association. Results of promoting health care as an economic driver continues to grow in the Metro Medical Corridor, and over a dozen healthcare zones exist in rural and urban areas throughout Mississippi. A bio-collaboratory in Canton, a telemedicine support center in Jackson, a new pharmacy school in Harrison County are just a few of the new businesses and career centers that have joined our community colleges and universities in training the medical workforce of the future. It is our hope we will reflect on these accomplishments not far into the future and inscribe into our historical review, Potential Delivered. Many of us have long believed the right to life should be equally guaranteed to the most vulnerable among us, the unborn child. Unfortunately, other people across this nation and state do not. It is this conflict in our society that has caused great consternation and disagreement. However, I have never moved from my core belief that an innocent life should be honored as a fellow human being and his or her basic civil rights protected. These children deserve their right to life. I will continue to make my efforts to make Mississippi the safest state in America for an unborn child. I also believe being pro-life means the entire life, especially for those children who live in a nightmare of abandonment. It has become abundantly clear that we still have much progress to achieve in the lives of our foster children. Let me assure you here today, I intend on providing these children with our very best. As Christians, we can do no other. Rest assured, I understand the challenges of the budget process. I've worked on our state budget for over 20 years now. But I also realize that states such as our own have a moment in history where they will be judged by future generations. When generations hence ask what we did to protect the children who were abandoned and hurting, let us proudly say we put them first. Now, no law has ever been written that can give you true peace and happiness without first displaying our troubles upon the altar of forgiveness. My fellow Mississippians, the pursuit of happiness is a divine right that cannot be guaranteed by government. However, we can shape an environment where individuals have every hope of achieving personal happiness, particularly the children of Mississippi. This must begin by encouraging every opportunity for a child to be adopted or born into a two-parent home. Now, although this hope is not always possible, it should be favored by our laws, our standards, and our customs. Under this administration, we will continue to defend family and religious values and encourage traditional marriage and hold young men accountable for their children's well-being. We will do all that is necessary to prevent domestic violence and stop those who would harm the innocent or traffic in their anguish. These violations of every human's basic right to happiness must become the center of our collective attention, and they must be stopped. Imagine with me now a Mississippi where every citizen who wants a job has one right here at home, where every Mississippian can pursue the American dream here in what I've labeled today as the startup state, a state where business creators and entrepreneurs flourish, where government is designed to support innovation and encourage economic growth. 4 years ago, we imagined Mississippi doing big things in economic development. Now we can proudly boast our state as leading in advanced manufacturing in aerospace, defense systems, and warships. And we are home to two of the world's leading automobile companies in Nissan and Toyota, which manufacture over 400,000 vehicles a year. Workforce training programs have been a part of our vision to help create a career, and every community college and university's measure of success rests on these outcomes. Not just student enrollment or obtaining degrees, but more importantly, the number who not only graduate but find employment. A meaningful career can and will ensure their individual opportunity to pursue happiness and not just find a job to repay student loans. Recent events have shown us all that our state and nation face a new threat from acts of terrorism. Mississippians and all Americans have the right to be safe in their person and belongings. It is my belief the first and most important responsibility of the governor is to provide protection to the citizens of this great state. I can promise each of you every measure has and will be taken to meet this obligation. I've instructed our Department of Public Safety, Mississippi Homeland Security, Bureau of Narcotics, and Mississippi National Guard to work together to protect our people from any threats, both domestic and foreign. The drafter of the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson, said the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. This wisdom seems ever relevant today, and I will heed President Jefferson's words, "We shall be vigilant." We must also confront challenges in our changing society where the lawless are often given safe haven, and where law enforcement officers are placed in harm's way with the threat of violence against them. All of us must adopt a zero tolerance of this misguided mindset by supporting prosecution of the lawbreakers and protecting the law-abiding. Freedom cannot be sustained with a lawless society. I will use all my resources at my disposal to support our courageous defenders of freedom and halt the assault on law enforcement. And for a short time here today, I've described some of the things we have accomplished in the last 4 years and ask you to imagine Mississippi as it can be. It was my hope to give you a vision of our possibilities and our opportunities, to imagine how incredible it is to be the birthplace of America's music and the final resting place of the blues icon B.B. King, to have produced some of the world's greatest authors and artists. Imagine with all our historic challenges, decades of mischaracterization, and a national narrative that has been less than desirable, we remain known around the world as the hospitality state. It is always easy to identify things that are not as they should be, or rally around problems yet unsolved. But I believe most of us prefer a different path, well aware that we cannot allow the perfect to become the enemy of the good. We press on. As governor of this great state, I believe we can rediscover inspiration. I imagine a people who have been tempered by difficulties both of man and of nature. A people who demand leadership unafraid of transformational change and disruptive innovation. Just imagine a Mississippi of limited government with limitless opportunities. It is right and beneficial for all of us who love this state dearly to imagine us assuming our proper place among the best states in America. But only with earnest, determined action can we make our imagination become reality. We've done so in the past. And I have no doubt here today we can accomplish greatness. When I imagine Mississippi, I think of the words of our own Zig Ziglar. You are designed for accomplishment, he said, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. These designs are not by accident, or are they only recent. Our potential has always been here, not in the form of new economic development or undiscovered technology or a new government program. The seeds of greatness were planted generations ago inside every Mississippian. We've always felt it within our hearts, within our souls. We've always known we could do great things. We could always imagine Mississippi. It is now time to release our talents and our potential to rise together to a higher and better place. In reality, that special place is where we have always been. It has always been here. Here in Mississippi. Thank you, and God bless you. God bless Mississippi, and God bless these United States of America.